Hi, I'm here to do a character ranking for Blue's Big Musical Movie, which is a film that I think is really good, and I have 15 characters to rank. In 15th place and 14th place are two characters that are not in the film that much. One character that I feel thankful isn't in the film that much, and one character that I wished was in the film a lot more. In 15th place is Green Puppy, and 14th place is Magenta. Uh, I really wish Magenta got a bigger role in Blue's Clues films, but uh, unfortunately, she isn't in the film a lot, and she and Green Puppy do help Blue out a little bit with what's going on, but not a lot. In 13th place is Purple Kangaroo, who doesn't have that big of a role, but I love Purple Kangaroo constantly uh, getting upset about the musical taking so long to get started. That's a enjoyable thing. So that's actually why I include Purple Kangaroo in the ranking, was because of that. In 12th place and 11th place are two characters that I like. They just don't really have much to do in the film. In 12th place is Paprika, and 11 is Mrs. Pepper. They're likable characters. They just don't really have a very essential role in the story. In 10th place is Shovel, and 9th place Pail. Shovel and Pail help out a little bit with what's going on. They're just not there that much, but they're nice characters to have around. In 8th place is Slippery Soap. Slippery Soap, as usual, gets some fun moments. He's a pretty enjoyable character to have around, and I like what he brings to what's going on. In 7th place is Tickety Talk, who is a character that's very important early on. She's relevant for getting the conflict started with Tickety Talk. She was planning on singing with Blue, very sweet. It seems like she and Blue get along so well. That's adorable. But Tickety was working so hard for the musical that she couldn't sing anymore. So she helps get the conflict unintentionally started. And she is a very likable character, and she does get to show that she can still help even if she can't sing, so I really enjoy that. In 6th place is Mr. Salt, who doesn't really have that huge of a role to fill, but there is a funny recurring joke of Mr. Salt constantly messing up in the kitchen, Steve having to constantly go check up on him. I really enjoy that. So, as usual, Mr. Salt's a lot of fun. In 5th place is Side Table Drawer. Blue's Big Musical Movie really let Side Table Drawer get a lot to do. She has a really prominent role in the story, and there's a really good subplot of her trying to work past her shyness. So it's a touching story that works pretty well and helps give Side Table Drawer a bit of spotlight. In 4th place is actually Blue, and 4th place could seem pretty low for Blue, but even though it's Blue's Big Musical Movie, Blue doesn't really feel like the main character. It very much feels like Steve, Barrywinkle, and Side Table Drawer's film. However, Blue is still a really good character, and I love that Blue was able to see that Side Table Drawer was trying to get into the spotlight, and Blue was really trying to help her with that. And I think that's very sweet. It shows how caring and how observant and just how wonderful Blue is. In 3rd place is G Clef, and I really wanted to do this ranking so I could bring up G Clef. I think he was a great character to have for Blue's Big Musical Movie. It helps that Ray Charles did G Clef's voice, having such a famous singer show up in Blue's Clues. That is huge, and he got to prove to me how great of a singer he is by appearing in Blue's Clues, because if it wasn't for Blue's Clues, I wouldn't know that much about Ray Charles. I had heard his name, but I really didn't know much about him. So thanks to Blue's Clues, I got to appreciate Ray Charles, and his performance is wonderful, and his character is really likable. Where Steve was really feeling unsure about what he was working on, G. Clef was there to support him and give some advice and be there for him. So I really like his character. In second place is Periwinkle. Periwinkle is one of my favorites from Blue's Clues, and Blue's Big Musical Movie really let Periwinkle show off what a great character he could be, where he's a funny character. There's some funny stuff going on involving a misunderstanding, but he's also a really likable character. He's very enduring, very sweet, and it's really hard not to care about him and everything he's going through in the film, and he remains a really likable character that really elevates the film. And then in first place is Steve. I love Steve so much. One of my favorite lead characters of a franchise. He's just so adorably lovable. He's enduring. He's just a delight to watch whenever he's on screen, and because he's in Blue's Big Musical movie so much, the movie is so much fun. The movie is definitely elevated by having him. He's a wonderful, great character throughout the film, and I absolutely adore him. So Steve is great, and I love the storyline of Steve trying to find a clue by himself. It was something different to do with Steve, and it was really interesting about him having some doubts and really going through some real passionate self-doubt while still remaining a very likable, compassionate, uplifting character. And I love Steve so much. So that's my ranking, and you can let me know what you think of it.